Okay. Just to write there some special units. These are not SI, some special units. Okay. Write under that. In some particular fields, in some particular fields, the special units are used. Special units are used for convenience, for their convenience. Strong, right? Kilowatt hour. Kilowatt hour, right? The symbol is kWh. This you already know, I think. The kilowatt hour is the unit we use to measure the electricity, that electric units, how much electricity you used. We use this unit, that 1 kilowatt hour, it's measured as a 1 unit of electricity. So that is the domestical or in the industrial electrical consumption can be measured using this unit. It's also a unit of energy, right? So we can express this in terms of joules also. Okay, right there. This is the unit of energy. This is a unit of energy. It used to measure. It used to measure. Used to measure electric energy consumption. It's used to measure the electric energy consumption. So this is a commercial unit. Electrical energy consumption. And 1 kilowatt hour, 1 kilowatt hour is called as a unit of electricity, as 1 unit of electricity by electric unit, 1 unit of electricity. That 1 kilowatt hour is means that how much the energy consumed by the electrical device of 1000 watt of its power. Right. That's also you can idea. That's a 1 kilowatt hour. 1 kilowatt hour is defined as 1 kilowatt hour is defined as electric energy consumed. Electric energy consumed in an hour. In an hour by a device of power. By a device of power of 1000 watt. By a device of power 1000 watt. So then you can write the 1 kilowatt hour is, that is a kilo means 1000. This K here 1000. 1000 watts hours. 1000 watt hour you can write. And 1000 the watt. The hour means that is 3600 seconds. The 1 hour has 3600 seconds. So then 1000 in SI system, you can write as joules per second. 1 watt is joules per second, that is 3600 seconds. So seconds cancel, then joules remain. Then 3.6 into 10 to the 6 joules. That is 3.6 into 10 to the 3, 10 to the 3, and 10 to the 6 is. So the 1 kilowatt hour of energy is equals to this one. If any cases they given the energy in this term, so you can convert it to the SI unit of the energy is joules, multiplying by 3.6 into 10 to the 6. Okay. Next one, right? Again, copy down. And next one, right? That's electron volt. So this should be simple, right? Because unit name normally we write is all letters in simple. Electron volt, that is EV is the symbol. EV. Okay. This is also the unit of energy. This is used in the electric and nuclear science. Mostly they used in that field because to express the small amount of energy. The energy of a single photon, energy of a single electron, or the given like that. So electron, the EV means that's a definition is that if you send the accelerated electron within 1 volt's potential difference, how much energy is gained or how much the kinetic energy that electron gain. So that's a energy corresponding to this 1 electron volts. So it's equals to the charge of electron multiplied by the 1 volt. So it's then converted to the joules. We can express in joules, then 1 electron volts is equal to 1.602 into 10 to the minus 19 joule. Okay, then right there, this is a unit of energy. This is a unit of energy. This is a unit of energy. The use of energy. Mostly it's used to express the energy, to express the unit of energy, to express the unit of energy of subatomic particles such as electrons or protons, when particles such as electrons or protons. Under that, right, that's when an electron accelerates, when an electron accelerates, at a potential difference of 1 volt, the potential difference of 1 volt, the work done is equal to 1 volt, 1 electron volt. Work done is equal to 1 electron volt. Right. So then 1 eV you can write that's the charge of electron multiplied by 1 volt, right? Charge of an electron multiplied by 1 volt. Charge of an electron is 1.602 into 10 to the minus 19. The 1 volt is also 1, so we multiply it. So it converts joule because volt is that's coulomb per joule. That's electron charge measured in coulomb. Coulomb cancel, then joule remain. So this is the 1 electron volt energy. Small energy, right? Because only 1 electron having this much of energy, let's see, under the 1 volt difference. So if you consider about this substance, 1 mole of substance, there are 6.0022 into 10 to the 23. That's the Avogadro number of electrons are there, right? Oh, atoms are there. So many electrons are there. So that's how this large energy will come, because the number of electrons compute. It's free electrons in a material is very large. So that's why. Can write this. Third one, right? It's angstrom. Angstrom. Right. Angstrom is capital A, and we can put a dot there. 0 above it, right? Small 0 you need to place. Angstrom. You don't need. This is a unit of length. For a small length, you can measure using angstrom. Normally, the bond length between the atoms, the bond length is normally given with angstrom. There are 2 angstrom, 3 angstrom, and also the wavelength of the X-rays and gamma rays they given in this, because that is 10 to the minus 10 meters. 1 angstrom is 10 to the minus 10 meter, or 0.1 nanometer, we can say. Okay, then under the right, this is a unit of length. This is a unit of length. The very small lengths such as bond length and the wavelength of X-rays, very small length such as bond length and wavelength of X-rays are expressed in using this unit. Are expressed using this unit. Are expressed using this unit. So then you can write the 1 angstrom. You need to keep it in mind. 10 to the minus 10 meter. So we can say this is also equals to 0.9 nanometer. Fourth one. So the other special unit is light year. Light. We use LY. Light year. Okay, this is you already know this, right? This is how much the distance traveled by the light in vacuum for 1 year time duration. So you know that the speed of light in vacuum, that is 3 into 10 to the 8 meters per second. That is the distance traveled by 1 second, right? So if you consider its distance traveled by 1 year, so it's called the one light year. With a very large distance. So normally we use the light years to measure the distance between the planets and stars. So many the larger distances we can measure this in this unit, right? So it's called the light year. Okay, you can write under the light year. And this is also a unit of length. This is also a unit of length. Generally, it used to measure the distance between. Generally, it used to measure the distance between asteroids and stars. Asteroids and stars. Okay, then right, the 1 light year is 1 light year, or a light year is the distance traveled. 1 light year is a distance traveled. 1 light year is a distance traveled in an year. In a year, travel in a year by lights with a speed of 3 into 10 to the 8 meters per second. 3 into 10 to the 8 meters per second. So this much of its speed, the speed of light vacuum. Okay. You can write in bracket, write that is the speed of light in vacuum. Oh yeah. Right. So then 1 light year you can write, this is you can convert it to light year like this. So this is a distance traveled in 1 second. So I can write then the distance traveled by lights in 1 second, that is 3 into 10 to the 8 meters. Right, then this distance traveled in 1 second, and the distance traveled by lights in 1 minute. You can write it is 1 minute, it is equals to this is 1 second. So 1 minute together. There are 60 seconds for 1 minute. So you need to multiply this by 60 then into the 8 multiplied by 60. That's much of meters. And the distance traveled by light in 1 hour. The another 60 you need to multiply because that's per hour. There are 60 minutes. So then 3 into 10 to the 8 into 60 into 60. It's meter, the 3,600. Right? So then the distance traveled by lights in 1 day. There are 24 hours per day, right? So you need to multiply the above value by, I will put 3,600 for this, multiply by 24. That's much of meter, right? So 1 year there are 365 days. Actually for 1 year, actual days at 365.25 days. Right. So I'm using 365 only. So then the distance traveled by light in 1 year. You need to multiply this value by 365. 3 into 10 to the 8, 3,624 multiplied by 365. This much of meters thing, right? After simplifying this, you can take a calculator, or you can simplify it also, right? That is about this 9.4608 into 10 to the 15 meters. This much of distance is equals to, that is equals to 1 light year. You don't need to remember this value, but you need to know about how much that's the order of it. It's how much it's order. What it means that's how much is big. Generally, they are given this in physical pieces. Fifth one, the horsepower. Horsepower, that's HP. Nowadays, are not used this all unit, which used to measure the power of the engine. Right. So I write there that this is a unit of power and used to measure mostly used to measure power of engine. You can write 1 horsepower, that's equals to the 746 watts. Okay, after this, you write this one at the horsepower. Finish the writing, like, you know, that's another one we have, right? It's astronomical unit. So astronomical unit means that is a AU we call. That's the average distance between the sun and earth. That's we call the astronomical units. If you finish this writing, so then raise your hand. When the note is much past, you can tell me. ඒකේ වැඩි නම් කියන්න හරි. මේ කරන්ට් එක නෑනේ මම මේ කියන්නේ ලැප්ටොප් එකේ පවර් එකෙන් තමයි උගන්වන්නේ. ඒක එළිය මදි වගේ නම් පොඩි හේතුවක් වෙනවා ඒක. ඒකේ බැටරි බැස්සොත් එහෙම ඔක්කොම ඉවරයි හැබැයි. Right. Yeah. All right. Then another last one, right? Then the sixth one, the astronomical unit. Astronomical unit. So use AU. So this is the average distance between the sun and earth. You can write there. The average distance between the sun and earth. Then one astronomical unit is, right? The one astronomical unit is defined as, one astronomical unit is defined as the average distance between sun and earth. Average distance between sun and earth. Right. Is approximately 1.5 into 10 to the 11 meters. Right. That's about the unit. I will erase this. I've been given some examples to convert from unit conversions, right? You need to keep in mind. Erase this one. We can convert a unit from that's one unit to the another. That's with this. You know, these units are given with multiple factors as nanometers, and how much nanometers to 1 meter, and how much nanometers to 1 kilometer, and how much 1 kilometer to 1 millimeter. Right. So then we can convert like this, because we need to do these conversions when you're doing calculations. Okay. The idea, and also we can convert the units from one system of units to the another system of units also. Basically, that's in all unit systems like CGS or FES systems, they given the units, and you can convert those into the SI unit system. So, ආඩි අඟල් වලින් දෙන එකක් වුණත් මීටර් සෙන්ටිමීටර් වගේ යුනිට් ස්කේල් එකකට කන්වර්ට් කරන්න. ඒ වගේ එක ඒ කනෙක්ෂන් එක පස්සේ කියලා. ඉස්සලාම කියලා දෙනු එකම යුනිට් සිස්ටම් එකක් ඇතුලේ යුනිට්ස් කන්වර්ට් කරන්න කොහොමද? හරි. That's right there. The conversion of unit in a same unit system. In a SI unit system, carry what command? Conversion of units in SI system. Conversion of units in SI system. Right, then it's 1 milligram to kilogram. 1 milligram to kilograms, right? 1 kilo. So that means actually, all right, not 1, it's milligrams to kilograms. It's the 1 is there anyway. I think you can write as there's 5 milligrams to kilogram. how many kilograms? Therefore, 155 milligrams. There are how many kilograms? That's a conversion. As example, I will take how you can do this. First, you write this 5 milligrams. So then there is a multiple factor. That's milli. The milli means you already know that. So the milli means, yeah, simple M is a milli, right? Milli means that 10 to the minus, then 5 is there. 5 is there. And for instead of milli, you write it as 10 to the minus 3. That's a multiple factor of the powers of 10. You can write it as powers of 10. So here this milli, I see equals to 10 to the minus 3. So this conversion we will do. So that is a gram is there, right? It is in grams. Now we need to convert it to the kilograms. So then you can write, then there's a space and that's kilo. This kilo is here then. The kilo means that's kilo you introduced there. So kilo is 10 to the 3. Right. So then this 1 gram here, the gram converted to the kilogram, then you need to do that process also. That's how many grams of 1 kilogram? That's 1000 grams. So then gram into kilogram, we can say that's 1000 gram. Psi equals to the 1 kilogram. Then 1 gram is equals to the 10 to the 3 minus 3 kilogram of. So then convert this gram into kilogram. That's the way you need to do this, right? 10 to the minus 3. Again, you need to multiply this by the 10 to the minus 3. Yeah, so you need to try this 5 into 10 to the minus 3 and then gram into kilogram. So you need to multiply again by 10 to the minus 3. If you don't know, you can write then 1 gram equals 10 to the minus 3 kilogram. And 1 kilogram is 10 to the 3. There 1000 means 10 to the 3. Right? Right, that's 10 to the 3 grams. That's equals to the 1 kilo. So 1 gram equals to the, here this 10 to the 3. You can divide this by, that's why come up with the 10 to the minus 3. So minus 3 with the root 10. So then by simplifying this, you can write 5 into minus 3 minus 3, 10 to the minus 6 kilogram. So 1 milligrams is equals to the 10 to the minus 6 kilogram. So then 5 milligrams is 5 into 10 to the minus 6 kilogram. That's the way you need to convert. That's the different units they given, they can have to be converted. Is it clear? Or if you want to explain again, let me know that. I can. I will give some examples to do. You can do it yourself. Okay, do these examples. You can write as a question. Convert the following units. In kilometers into 10 kilometers in nanometers. Right. How much you can find the second, third one. That is 8 nanoseconds in milliseconds. Fourth one, 4 gigahertz 4 gigawatts in milliwatts. So 1 millimeter, let's say this 20 millimeters in micrometers. So this sensor will give me the values of this. You don't need to write this as steps. If you don't this write how to write it directly, you can write it. So I think you can do this. Let's see this second one. It's 10 kilometers into nanometers. In nanometers, we write 10 kilometers. Right? That's 10 into 10 to the 3. That is kilometers, 10 to the 3 meters. Right. A kilo means 10 to the 3. That's it. And now we need to write it nanometers. Right. Then you need to convert these meters into nano. How we can write them? How much? 1 meter. The nanometer means into the minus 9 meters. So then 1 meter you can write, the meter is, the 1 nanometer is this much. 1 meter is, you divide this by this. 1 over 10 to the minus 9 nanometers. So this come up then 10 to the 9 nanometers. So 1 meter. So instead of meter here, then you can substitute then 10 to the 3, that's nanometer equals 10 to the 9. Meter is equal to 10 to the 9 nanometers. Okay. So here this meter, this much of nano. How that? This is 10 nano, 10 to the minus 9. This nano and 10 to the minus 9 and plus 9 cancel. Then which become meter. It is easy to, you can write, you need to write this one. When you convert it, next time you can write this meter. If you put the nano there, instead of this nano part, this n, that 10 to the 9 you need to put, because it's 10 to the minus 9, this is into the plus 9. They cancel and meter will come. So then by simplifying this all hours, you can write that 10 kilometer is equals to the 10 to the 9, 10 to the 3, that's 12, and this 10 also 1, that's 10 to the 13 nanometers. That's how we convert 10 kilometers into nanometers. Then third one. 8 nanoseconds, milliseconds. 8 nanoseconds. 8 nano is 10 to the minus 9 seconds. That's 8 into 10 to the minus 9. And seconds into milli. Then milli means 10 to the minus 3, right? You can write it 10 to the plus 3 here. And then you address milli. So then this milli and mile cancel, and then because 1 second, that's equals to this much of millisecond. So by simplifying, then you write then 10 to the minus 6, 8 into 10 to the minus 6 milliseconds. That's how you convert nanoseconds to milli. Okay, you copy down. I will comment 1 minute. හරි නේද? මම කරනවා. Giga, right? Giga means G means 10 to the 9. That's it. 10 power solid 10 to the 9 volts. The watts you can write. This is milliwatt here. You need to convert it to the milliwatts. So milli kind කරන්න අපි you need to put 10 to the plus 3 because milli means 10 to the minus 3. ඒක මෙතන watts නේ තියෙන්නේ. milli දැම්මනම් අපි you need to multiply it by 10 to the 3. So තමයි මේ දෙන අයින් වෙලා watts එක. Right? So this much of watts. Then you simplifying this you can say 4 into 10 to the 12 watts. Okay. Last one 20 millimeters, that's into the micrometers, right? It's 20 milli here, milli is into the minus 3 meters. Then you write the 10 into 10 to the minus 3 meters. This we need to convert it to the micrometer. Then the micro means 10 to the minus 6. So you need to put 10 to the plus 6 to convert. That is with this meter here, meter, that 10 to the minus 6 of micrometers. That's all. Right? Lower scale යනකොට මේ විදිහට කරන්න. මෙතන power simplify වෙනවා 10 to the plus 3 වෙනවා. ඒතර මෙතන 10 එක 2 into 10 to the 4 micrometers. You can write this. So I have some emergency. So I will stop the class from this point and I will cover this one is another time because my kid was injured. So I had to go to the hospital then. පොඩක් එයා වැටිලා මේ කරතු වල්නවා ස්පෙල් එකට යන්න ඕන හින්දා අපි ඉතුරු ටික වෙන තාස්සක කව කරමුද? Okay, I will send a message to the group also, right? You copy to this point and then you can leave. I will say end the session. Okay, I'll go and we'll continue in the another. I will get the time because next week also I have no schools. We can do it in the morning. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. මේක අපි ඉවර කරනවා මම වෙබ්සයිට් එක දාන්න මේක මම කවර්